This is the Consummate Shill, and what I have for you today is a fundamental look into the good, the bad, and everything in between in My Friend Pedro. My Friend Pedro is an action-packed, side-scrolling, guns-blazing, shoot-'em-up platformer, seemingly inspired by the likes of John Woo and eccentric over-the-top action films. This standalone retail version of the game is an adaptation of a Flash game that was published on Adult Swim Games in 2014, donning the same name. Developed by Dead Toast Entertainment and published by Devolver Digital, My Friend Pedro took the Steam marketplace by storm when it dropped on June 20th, 2019, selling more than 250,000 copies in the first week and generating nearly immediate, overwhelmingly positive review status. So why did such an unorthodox game by a largely unknown developer become an instant success? And why do players continue to crave more blood, bullets, and bananas? Join me as we peel back the layers and dive into what makes this game so attractive to such a wide range of players. At its core, My Friend Pedro is structured much like many of the other fast-paced, arcade-style, high-score, ladder-pushing titles that have come before it. There are 5 stages with multiple levels per stage, and a 6th stage containing a final boss battle. You can choose to play the game competitively and push ladders for each individual level, or play the game straight through at your own pace on any of the 3 difficulties: normal, hard, and bananas. Each difficulty ramps up in terms of damage, enemy accuracy, and reaction time, with the bananas level removing health regen and dodge assistance as well. More on dodging later. My first playthrough on normal difficulty took about 5 hours, playing at a leisurely pace, and some would say that a game this, quote, short isn't worth the $20 price tag. And if the fun stopped when the story ended, I may agree with that, but at that point, you'll almost certainly be ready for more precisely calculated destruction. The replay value in this game comes with learning the levels and executing all the parkour, stunts, and gunplay better and better with each subsequent run for higher ladder scores, or in my case, just personal satisfaction and fun. Now, what makes My Friend Pedro unique? If you've watched any video or trailer of the implementation of the slow motion in this game, you may have said to yourself something like, "This is one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen," or "Here's my credit card information, take what you need." So you have what I'll call slow motion bar that fills up as you eliminate enemies and pull off crazy stunts. And you spin this resource by activating the slow motion function. It's really as simple as it sounds. You press that button and time slows down to a point you can orchestrate a sequence of acrobatic slaughter that would make even the biggest action choreographers blush. Your tools consist of a single or dual semi-automatic pistols, a single or dual submachine guns, a shotgun that appears to be pump action, but you can fire it like it's semi-automatic, an assault rifle with an attached grenade launcher, and finally a high-powered marksman rifle. You can also kick your enemies during the chaos, and it's, as far as I know, always a one-shot kill. You'll also see several types of objects you can interact with scattered throughout the levels, or drop by killing enemies. These objects range from heads that have been blown off to gas canisters and knives, to name a few. All of these can be kicked with an adjustable targeting arc displayed when you're near the object, and yes, I know what you're thinking, gas cans can be kicked and blown up in mid-flight, and knives can be kicked directly into someone's jugular. On a basic level, the controls work how you'd expect. It's A and D side-scrolling movement. S is crouch, or while moving sends you into a geriatric Sonic the Hedgehog roll. Spacebar is jump, F is kick, and aiming is free look 360-degree mouse movement. Now, I believe the console versions have some sort of auto-aim or auto-targeting functionality, but I don't know the specifics on that. I just wanted to touch on it and also mention, play this game with a mouse and keyboard for the best experience. The controls are beautifully done and feel fantastic on a mouse and keyboard. You can rebind any keys you see fit, and personally, the only key I rebound was kick from F to a mouse thumb button because it was just awkward to press F while moving with a D key. The last action is dodge, bound to W by default, which sends you into a whirling spiral that, in addition to dodging bullets, indiscriminately spews gunfire in all directions with a pretty hefty accuracy penalty. Now, you certainly can't hit targets at range reliably while spinning, but in close quarters, this pretty much turns you into an invulnerable mobile turret. Dodge does have a short duration and small cooldown, however, and I can't give you any numbers on that because the game doesn't provide you with any, nor a visualization of said cooldown. Another unique feature that really adds to the creative chaos is split targeting. Functionally, it's simple. Hold the right mouse button to lock onto an enemy or a static position, then fire your weapon with left mouse button to send bullets to 2 different locations with pinpoint precision. Of course, this can only be achieved with either of the dual wielding options. And you know that childlike feeling of joy and ear-to-ear grin you get when you do something like shoot a gun for the first time, or buy a new TV, finish building a new PC, something like that. Well, that's close to the feeling you get every time you string 4, 5, or 6 kills together with slow motion split targeting. It's truly impossible to put into words how well those two systems are done and how beautifully they work together. Now, there are puzzle elements to most levels in the game, and most of these offer a healthy blend of puzzle platforming and action. However, there is one stage almost entirely dedicated to puzzles, which was kind of off-putting for me, I guess is how I would describe it, especially after all the action you're exposed to early on. I don't mind puzzle-centric levels here and there, but it became a little much after a while, and that's probably my biggest gripe with the game. But the good news is, once you play through the story, you can play any individual level on any difficulty as much as you like. Other criticisms would include random jankiness of environmental collision, and sometimes it appears you have plenty of air to hit a certain ledge and you'll just collide with it and fall. You'll also notice yourself landing on your head fairly often, then your body will sort of rubberize and morph into a standing position. But really, for me, that can be forgiven with all the crazy jumping and flipping that goes on. They've really done a fine job making each motion flow into the next despite the occasional morphology. And one last gripe I'll mention is the lack of a level editor. I guess maybe it's not really a gripe per se, and more of a wishful suggestion that one gets added in the future. I know the community is begging for one, and my guess is they'll eventually deliver with how popular the game has become. Whether it actually happens, who knows, but could you imagine a level editor in this game? It'd be like an R-rated Super Mario Maker with almost endless replayability. It may be a stretch, but if they implemented a system like Super Mario Maker for this game, it'd be my indie game of the year, no doubt, and would have potential to be one of the best fucking platformers of all time. I really hope they work out a way to build a system like this. So, a couple issues here and there and some severely untapped potential. This is an outstanding game that really came out of nowhere for me. The day it was released was the first I'd ever heard of the game in any capacity, and after watching the trailer, I knew that I was going to play it at some point. And I know platformers aren't for everyone, but this game is so much more than a platformer. If you've watched some footage and you think the game looks fun, I would definitely recommend checking it out. And if you're on the fence and think $20 may be too much, just wait for a sale and pick it up then. This game would be a steal at 75% or so off during a quarterly sale. To wrap this up, I'll just say that I really miss games like this. It's such a simple but substantive game that makes you smile, laugh, and get your adrenaline pumping at the same time is a rare commodity. My Friend Pedro is just downright fucking fun to play, and it's proof that we can still enjoy games with very simplistic ideas and graphics, because if they're executed in a way that makes you happy and gets you excited to play them, that's all that really matters. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the review, and hopefully you learned something today about My Friend Pedro. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content and you'd like to see more content like it for other games. And let me know what you thought about the video in the comments, or what you'd like to see in the future. And thanks for watching.